I don't know if you can see that, but it rained hard last night up here. So soil conditions should be really good for part of the day. So this is the old road to trail conversion. Trails are super perfect. The vegetation's laden with moisture because of a lot of rain last night. Waterfall right there. Vegetation is soaked. Looks like the bicycles. There's one vehicle in the trailhead. So here's the bicycles going up here. Fresh tracks. Soil conditions are ideal. Temperatures are ideal for an August day. It's like probably around 64, 65 degrees. Moist trail. You whooped me up here.
Oh, you know, we were just flying.
Man, I saw your track, so I was being careful for you.
Oh, no, thank you. You got a nice chainsaw too, so we like guys like you.
You can see the nice moist trail. Anyhow, don't be one of these people moving the blockage. There's a cut line to cut down to the trail. Trail goes this way, yet people unblock the illegal route to take the shortcut and cause erosion and stuff. Stay on the trail. Now, this trail was built with a tractor, a trail tractor, and it is a great example of everything wrong with trail tractors. Notice you come out after a rain, you can see how the water is channeled right down the trail because the tractor goes below grade. And then what they'll do is they'll have a rolling dip, which right here was a rolling dip that's failed. It's been cut down by the wheel over time, and then the water just continues down the trail. And all that sediment, if this rolling dip was still in good shape, the sediment would be washed from the trail at the rolling dip. Hopefully I can find one up here, but I doubt it. Anyways, the whole way down this route, like you can see, how the water's just channeled, or puddles here. That's four right there, puddled, channeled, where the water follows the route. That's because the route is below grade. And the key to a good trail design is not channeling the water to a rolling dip. It's to outslope the trail, keep the trail above grade so that the water leaves the trail. There was the old trail actually. This is the reroute they built with the tractor. But this whole way you can see that the water isn't getting off, it's just following the trail. I'm trying to find your rolling dip here again, but I may fail. Anyways, right there, the water cut you can get off. So the best trail builders are people that come out during rain events, or like this, right after a rain event, and they are able to observe what the water does. Their whole mission is not to allow the water to pool on the trail and not follow the trail. Like right here, you can see it's all washed. That water flowed down the route, not off the route. I'm going to take care of that. So, again, all of this, if they didn't make it below grade, the water would just naturally flow off the trail. That's the difference between a hand cut trail and a machine cut trail. People with hand tools generally want to move the least dirt to scratch the trail in. A tractor, they want to move more dirt in order to inslope the side slope, or to get dirt to create a rolling dip, which goes below grade and channels the water to their rolling dip, which is just horrible trail building design. A rolling dip is used, as a band-aid in a situation that you really have no other choice, with lousy alignment and no real choice to realign the trail because of terrain. But a hand crew is going to move the least dirt, outslope the trail, and use what's called a grade reversal. A grade reversal is where the trail rises and falls, and at each rise, that creates an opportunity for the water to come off the trail, and the outsloping gives its water the opportunity to come off the trail all along the route. But you never want to trough the water by moving too much dirt and getting below grade. So if you're on flat ground, why would you drop the blade and create a trough? Just allow the trail to be walked in, or burned in by the wheel, and not go below grade. When you have a hand crew, they'll scratch it in, but they won't dig it in. So right here, again, you can just see how this water is just channeled. Okay, so here's a rolling dip. So in order to get the dirt for this rolling dip, you put the blade down up there and you push dirt, so you go below grade, which creates a trough, and then the water follows the trail, and then it goes out until the wheels cut this down, and then the water continues down the route. The rolling dip is basically the old school water bar that was used on logging roads to bed the road for the winter after the wheeled use stopped for the season. And they were smaller than this. And so they were using water bars at first in OHV areas and heavy use OHV areas. And when the trail tractor first started, they'd use a water bar, but they quickly realized that the wheel would cut that. And that's one of the reasons loggers didn't drive over water bars, because they put them in at the end of the season in the fall, just before winter, in order, after the wheels and the trucks and the traffic had stopped, to bed the road for the season. But in an OHV area where use is continuing, guys use these things as jumps, and they spin the wheel and then they cut them. And so instead of calling it a water bar, more dirt. So you dig down deeper, you trough the trail more, you trench it deeper and build up more dirt. Now you get a bigger jump in order to prevent the wheel from cutting it. But the reality is the wheel still cuts it over time. And then instead of the water and the sediment flowing off the trail, it flows down the trail and continues to erode the trail. The other feature that you rarely see is that, see all that dirt that they have to move in order to create the exit, to channel the water so that the water will flow out. What frequently happens is this will become a puddle, because this will be dammed up with sediment. And then you have this splash area, and the rider jumping into the puddle will just create a deeper rut and trap it. The water puddle here will get deeper and deeper over time. The proper way, too, is the whole idea is to keep sediment out of your watershed and keep the dirt on the trail. So whenever you create an environment where the dirt erodes from the trail by washing it down and washing it out, is a band-aid at best. And so if you have to use a band-aid, approach, you want to create a dam so that the water pools not on the trail but off the trail, and then the sediment settles and fills up the trough here that's off the trail because it's dammed, and then the water goes over the dam and the sediment settles, and then you can come in with a mini excavator and pull that earth back and use it on your route. But rarely do you see the little sediment catch basins and the required maintenance to clean out the sediment as the sediment, you know, makes the sediment dam, or the dam here, ineffective. You know, as it builds up, you got to come in with an excavator and pull that dirt out. So all I'm trying to say, especially on a steeper route, this is not very steep at all in here, but on a steeper route, when you go below grade like this, you cause severe erosion, and each time your rolling dip that I'm sitting on fails, you got to go deeper to get more earth to build the rolling dip back up. It's just a total maintenance nightmare, costly nightmare. Yet land managers will tell you it's the most effective way, and the tractors are the cost effective. Well, if a hand crew came in here and didn't go below grade, the water would bleed off the side of the entire route. But when you cut it below grade, the water is going to channel, and that's where your damage to trails comes from. The best trail builders have been out in heavy rain and looked at trails in heavy rainstorms and watch how it flows, and they understand that water is their enemy, and whatever they can do to design the trail to keep the water from coming down the route or staying on the route, you know, whatever they can do to get it to shed, that's when you're going to have a really good trail.